Guys, I've given a whopping video here. We're going to talk about Christine Lagarde and all the connections Ripple has to the European Central Bank. We're also going to take a look at Europeans' payment systems and people connections to Ripple. We're going to speak about Banque de France. We're going to talk about Germany's bank. We're going to talk approximately SIA connected to the Euro device via XRP. There's so much on this video, guys. It's going to be a longer one, but buckle in. Let's pass into this information. You are going to analyze a few hard facts proper now, and I hope it opens your thoughts to the opportunities of where Ripple and XRP are heading over the following few years. Let's move beforehand and start proper right here. So, era and fintech that you could suppose would be maximum disruptive. I think we're about to peer massive disruptions. But genuinely, the manner in which the brand new technologies are lowering the value to make economic transactions extra on hand, even in very small numbers for folks that do no longer earn an awful lot, who do not deposit a great deal and who do not borrow a great deal. And the way the one's technology can sincerely have a track record of the credit history of somebody in a very short at the same time as after which be able to direct the one's human beings towards the quality use in their cash. I suppose it is already hugely disruptive. All right, she's talking about remittances right there. I'm going to show you some data here in only a little bit, maybe the following slide right here, how massive, or what generation I suppose she's speaking about there. Okay, simply provide me 2D. Let me play this first, and then we will get into that information. Linkages among charge structures. Because in the intervening time, we have two fragmented payment gadgets around the arena, as a result of which, if, for instance, human beings want to remit money again domestic, and it's far the case for quite a few migrants who are working away from home and want to ship their salary back domestic, it takes all the time, it's very highly priced, it does humorous the loop circuits around the arena. Some countries, so interlinking payment structures in order that humans can really transact effortlessly and cost-effectively and transparently so that remittances can cross-return to the Philippines or to Thailand or to Mexico in a clean and cheap manner. Remember those countries that she simply noted because it truly is going to play an important role inside the data I'll show you subsequent. So just simply fast, just in case you neglected it. Some of you might be listening inside the vehicle or something like that, but I just need you to get those international locations and get them caught in your head for only a 2D. Or to Mexico in a clean and reasonably priced way. Can go lower back to the Philippines or to Thailand or to Mexico in a clean and Philippines, Thailand, Mexico. Those are the three and a reasonably priced manner. That is vital. And it is the cause why we in Europe, we've got a device that is called Goal on the spot payment machine, which applies to retail transactions and which inside Europe work in that fashion, fast, cheap, obvious. And the day prior to this, a couple of days ago, we announced that we were prepared to link that TIPS, this immediate charge system, with other instant charge systems around the world. And there are blossoming, okay, she's speak me approximately linking their price device on the spot payment gadget pointers to different fee structures around the sector. So I requested Perplexity, what are a number of the most important remittance corridors that Ripple and XRP have? Okay. US to Mexico considered one of the biggest, right? 36 billion sent annually. Africa to Australia, Japan to the Philippines, Vietnam and Indonesia. Of direction, the Philippines, Malaysia and Bangladesh, South Korea and Thailand, US, Latin America. Was she now not explaining what Ripple does to a T now? I'm sure there are other blockchain companies which have maybe comparable corridors, perhaps XLM does. I don't know particularly at what their remains competencies are. However, she just described to me the XRP ledger and the work that Ripple is doing. And she also, of path, has connections with a number of the most important, you understand, biggest no swingers is the incorrect phrase. That's like a 80s or 90s word, big players in the space. So this is Augustin Carlson's. You've seen him on a couple of motion pictures that I've accomplished in this channel. He is the top of the BIS. The BIS essentially helps different relevant banks from around the world. They're like the central hub for central banks where they test technology like the XRP ledger and different digital assets, and they help the evolution of era. And consider me, these speak about extraordinary technologies that they may be enthusiastic about, that they've been working collectively on. And right here's Christine Lagarde. This says, even cryptocurrencies inclusive of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple XRP are vying for a spot inside the cashless world. Let me play this. So what role will stay for cash on this digital world? There are already signs in some safe home windows. Coins now not usual and isn't just in Scandinavia, the poster toddler of a cashless world. In diverse other international locations too, call for cash is lowering, as is shown in our IMF work. And in 10, 20, 30 years' time, who will nevertheless be exchanging the ones pieces of paper referred to as tests? Listen, in case you're nonetheless the usage of assessments today, recognize that tests can be phased out, as well as cash could be phased out subsequently here, right? They manifestly are not going to do that abruptly because the uproar, you already know, I'd consider that is going to take 10 or 20 years to, in reality, put off numerous this stuff. But I would not be surprised in my lifetime over the following 20, 30 years that money is, in fact, within the museum. And we'd now shaggy dog story proper about the use of coins, proper, like who used this paper to transact. It's all going to be virtual proper. Moving cash onto blockchain, trillions of bucks globally. That's what we are speaking about. The bank deposit too is filling the strain from new styles of cash. Think of the brand new specialized price carriers that provide e-money. From Alipay to WeChat in China, to Paytm in India, to M-Pesa in Kenya. These varieties of cash are designed with the digital financial system in mind. They reply to what human beings demand and what the economic system requires. Even cryptocurrencies, along with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple, are vying for a niche in the cashless world, continuously reinventing themselves in the hope of supplying extra solid price and quicker and cheaper agreement. Now, she ought to have named any three right there. However, she named Bitcoin, Ethereum, and of path, Ripple, XRP, proper. Do you observe Bitcoin might be widely used for remittances or simply to send payments from side to side between banks? Personally, I don't assume it's feasible, proper. Banks are at a specific degree than me and also you. Okay, well, we are sending money from two pals, proper. Usually we ought to have a few sort of app where we should verify our ID, proper. Banks ought to go through that sort of aspect, but on a higher degree proper. Know your consumer, Kentucky C. In addition, they have anti-money laundering, exams you already know, counter-terrorism, OFAC exams. They have all styles of special checks that they need to do to send money from a bank to a bank, right? Because if a bank says money to any other financial institution, it really is on a sanctions listing. That can be honestly, definitely terrible for whoever did that transaction. Okay, so what I'm announcing here is I don't think Bitcoin, that they had the ability to head bank to bank. Now, Ethereum is a distinct story. Yes, that would be used. Yes, it is a touch inexpensive these days. However, it's nevertheless now not the high quality desire, right? Yes, Ethereum is going to be used on this new economic system, but on what form of scale proper is it continually going to be variety 2? I, for my part, assume you'll see XRP primary, Bitcoin range 2, after which perhaps a concept variety 3, and then if another novices come in, maybe they can have a shot. But also, you already know, simply the connections. Here's Brad Garlinghouse. Here's Christine Lagarde. It's a first-rate photograph proper, because typically